Unfathomable joy floods Mary's being as she holds her infant God in her arms. She looks into his face, so innocent and pure, and wonders, is this the face that once shone so brightly in heaven that seraphim hid their eyes from the brilliance of his glory? Is this the glowing countenance that Adam looked upon when he first opened his eyes at creation? Deep reverence sweeps over her as she touches his little mouth and marvels. Is this the mouth that spoke worlds into existence and summoned galaxies into the universe? Through this mouth did you breathe life into a man? And with this tongue will you drive out demons? Will you still wild storms and speak peace to storm-tossed lives? Will your words heal wounded hearts and shake nations to their roots? Even as your cries pierce the air at your birth, will these lips cry to your Father in prayer? A great surge of love flames up in her heart as she uncovers his tiny hands. She pats her face with his palms and then holds out a finger, watching him grip it with his fist. Then she cups his hands in hers and ponders, are these the hands that dipped into earth's clay to form the body of a man? Are these the hands that will someday mix spit with clay and reform the retina of a blind man's eye? Oh, my precious one, will you lay these hands on the oozing sores of lepers and see their skin made clear? Will you hold little children and lay your hands on them in prayer? Will you wipe a widow's tears when you give her dead son back to her alive? She holds her infant's feet and presses them to her lips. She closes her eyes, tears clinging to her lashes. Oh, precious child of God, are these the feet that once tiptoed over stars and danced over streets of gold? Did they step over quilts of glory as you walked with Adam in the garden in the cool of the day? And will these same feet tread the foaming waves of the seas and the dusty roads of our land? Will these beautiful feet stumble and become bruised? And will a prostitute wash them with repentant tears? And though many painful steps lay ahead, will multitudes follow forever in your footsteps? Her face aglow, she reaches for a skin of olive oil and pulls back his swaddling cloths. She pours oil into her hands and rubs it over his squirming, wrinkled body. He kicks his feet, gurgling and cooing, and her heart swells with a mother's love. She wraps him again and cuddles him next to her heart. She can almost feel his tiny heart beating next to hers. Yes, my darling son, was the chest wherein your heart now beats once clothed with robes of splendor? Did you lay it all aside and let your heart come beat within the flesh of this human chest? Did this same heart once swell with joy when you created your first man? And did it break with sorrow when Adam sinned, bringing the whole human race into darkness? And when you see the pain that sin has caused in this world, will your heart beat with heavy strokes of compassion, longing to free them from their grief? Will you ache over prostitutes and drunkards? Will you grieve over lepers and cripples? Will you sorrow over the pompous and the proud? Will your heart flood with so much mercy that you'll break and overflow into broken lives? Mary snuggles her little bundle near and begins to nurse him. Well, let me break in right now because we'll have to close today, but oh, I pray that this Christmas season the Lord is filling your heart with the beauty and the glory of Bethlehem's Lamb.